Recently, I've been playing Jump Academy to get better at Trojan, and still, I suck at it, but that's not the point. After playing, I thought, how many jumps can you make as caberknight on Jump Academy 2 rc9a? Like, this map are made exclusive to Soldier. So here are the rules. The main one is that I have a jump map plugin where a resupply cabinet is activated every 3 seconds. Every jump map has this, so more than fair. I cannot change my melee weapon because of obvious reasons. I have to use a shield, in other words, the tie turner. I am allowed to use a grenade launcher for a specific reason. You see, the caber kinda sucks. It has only one usage. I could time the caber with the resupply cabinet to get 2 swings, but that's not enough to do more than half of the jumps, especially the medium and hard ones. So, to make the video more interesting, we're gonna go with this one. I guess I needed to change the type to hybrid caberknight. If I can't make a jump, I'm allowed to no clip to the next one, just so we can see which ones are possible and which ones aren't. Without any more delay, let's go. The basics is really just a tutorial, so there's not that much of a challenge here. The only thing worth to show is the trick I'm gonna use for the rest of the video. Shoot the iron bomber on the ground and then time with the caber on the wall, and you get insane verticality. Then the tide turner does the rest. That's what I will call for the rest of the video an iron caber. Again, this part is more of a tutorial to learn how to strafe. There's no challenge here. Okay, maybe I can start talking about my Demon Knight skills. Or the lack of them. I have almost 2k hours in this game and I mostly play Pyro. He's a fun class, but he doesn't need to charge me there in a weird way to get a kill. Because of the reason, I kinda suck at the charge thing and you're gonna see that on the medium section of this video. But yeah, easy strafe is easy, who would've thought? Easy wall is where I abuse the iron caber strategy to zoom on the entire level. Really, no wall turn can stop me. The only jump that gave me a bit of problem was the last one, but you just need to wait a little bit after the iron bomber jump with this one, and done. Thanks, mate. Pogo is a strat where you continuously fire rockets or stickies on the ground to propel yourself and make larger distance. You can both ground pogo and wall pogo. It can be, theoretically, infinite, as long as you have infinite resupplies. Caber does not have infinite resupplies, so I'm not allowed to pogo on a pogo level. However, easy pogo caused no problem in the first 9 jumps. It's mostly just caber into the ground and charge forward, but the 10th one, I think it's not possible. They put a sky ceiling on this whole level, so you just don't rocket jump above everything, and I appreciate the effort, but the sky ceiling makes it impossible to do this jump. Unless... I said I am allowed to use a grenade launcher to make the jumps fair. I didn't use the loose cannon yet because it doesn't really give the height that I needed because of the caber holster penalty. But in jumps where you don't need the caber and instead need the speed, the cannon is the perfect choice. To not hit the ceiling, I need to get insane speed with the cannon and the shield, and it's still not possible. Is that it? This trick ends here? After all the effort I made? No. After getting a shower, I thought to myself, wait, doesn't the booties give you 200 more control when charging? And you know what more control every charge gives you? More speed, baby! We made it! The jumps are all possible until the last one. The last one is pretty similar to the 10th one, where you really need the speed and there's a sky ceiling. But it's not only the speed but also the height. Even then, with a well-timed loose cannon caber and a lot of tries, sink is when you're falling from a long distance and while falling, you shoot a rocket. You gotta be faster than the rocket and catch it on the landing. There, you have to sink both rockets and get insane height. We can easily make the first and second jumps as in the Iron Bomber in 2 cables. But the third one is not really possible. The height is too much for a grenade in 2 cables, and we cannot get the third one because the resupply cabinet is deactivated past that area. Because the intended solution is soldiers to wall pogo and as you're falling, sink your rocket and then wall pogo again to get the height you need. Which leaves us with no choice other than move on. The rest is all pretty doable. Jurfs, which means jump and surf, is the reason I had the idea of this video in the first place. And it's all doable. Some are easier and some are kinda hard, but nothing crazy here really. Overall, pretty fun. I swear it gets more interesting on the medium jumps. Stick with me here. This is it, the level that combines everything you've seen so far. The easy section is not exactly easy on all the levels, but is the mixed one the hardest one? No, it's pretty chill actually. But the 6th one seems impossible. How are you supposed to jump on the wall back on the platform? Well, once you hit me that the intended solution for soldier are not the same as caber, I realized you can just around caber on the side here and that's it. Everything past here is easily doable. Well, easy proved to be easy, and has only one impossible jump. Is Mira gonna be a challenge for this drunk man? Medium wall is where things get pretty spicy. First, we do a regular iron jump, charge to get speed, and finish off with the caber. The second one is more tricky. We need to get the perfect height with the iron caber to then strafe with the tight turn. After that, the iron caber is used for the next 3 jumps. And here we go. Look at the height of this jump. And the distance too. This can't be possible as a caberknight, right? It took me too long to make the jump flawlessly. The iron caber alone is not enough for this, so you have to use a bug with the charge where if you look up a little bit, the moment makes a little jump in the air, and then you finish off with the caber. And I actually need to do that strategy again on the next 2 jumps. And an even higher jump. Can I make it? Simply insane. That one is actually really hard. I equipped the loose cannon to get the horizontal speed, and after some tries, 21 to be more specific, I make it to the last jump, where, again, I have to do the charge bug.
Thanks, mate.
Keep in mind I still can't pogo with the caber, so medium is gonna be tough. Right at the start there's a tough jump where I use the loose cannon to get speed because the height is really not necessary and the cannon can get a bit of verticality still. The idea is to cannon jump, charge to get more speed, then caber on the wall to nail it. However, I managed to make it even more stylish. I loose cannon jump, charge, then surf on the edge of the platform and make it. I don't even know, bruh. The second one is just a very well timed iron caber and we're done. The third one is possible, even though you cannot hit the ramp with the caber. I tried. You can trim put style. The fourth one is impossible. I'm sure you noticed that caber lacks a way of recharging it and it's really sad. But the parts are so long even with the rocket launcher, so yeah, it's not possible. Fifth, I had to use the grenade to be airborne a little bit, then charge and caber to make it. The sixth one has two ramps that you can trim on. Turns out I made the lame way and I kinda cheesed the second one, but hey, a win is a win. The 7th and 8th ones are pretty much the same, the only difference being one I have to use the caber and the other I don't. 9th is a usual iron caber, but the 10th, immediately equipping the loose cannon, I thought I would be here for at least 1 hour. However, third time is the charm. 11th, a tricky one. As a soldier, you need to stick to the wall to pogo it, then pogo on the floor. As a caberknight, you need to grenade, catch the explosion, then caber. Charge perfectly into the hole and caber to redirect yourself. The difficult part about this jump is not hitting the ceiling on both holes, and the charge direction. 12th and last jump, I'm pretty sure this one is impossible. At first, I thought I could caber jump twice on the wall and get the height, but I need to lose all my speed hitting it and not fall off too much, or else I will not get any verticality. After that, get lucky on the resupply for the second caber. It turns out that getting to the wall in first place is a difficult task. Without falling off and losing speed, maybe it's possible, but not for me. I thought right off the bat I would be screwed here. The jump would be possible with 2 cabers, but there's no resupply in this jump. I tried using a loadout switch bind, hoping that I would get another caber right after I hit the wall, but it did not. Then, I noticed that my goal is really close from where I am, and after testing how the grenade bounces, it seems like you can time it with the wall climb.
Thanks, mate.
Second is an iron caber plus strafing to the hole. Then jump on the other platform and there use an iron caber. The reason I cannot use it before it is because the platform don't recharge the caber. Third one is not possible. On the water, explosives give you more height, but that doesn't work for grenades, and I don't know why. I cannot use 2 cabers as well because the recharge is not available. Sad. Fourth seems to be the same, but the height is smaller and after the jump there's a floor that teleports you. The way you do it is so cool. Iron caber and charge above the floor. Simple.
Thanks, mate.
Fourth is just a jump charge. And then there's this jump. Impossible, by the way. I needed 2 cabers here, but guess what? No resupply. I don't even know if 2 cabers is enough, bro. 7th is a grenade into charge and caber. 8th, you're supposed to fire 3 sinker rockets plus another one to make it. And even if I had 3 cabers, it would not be possible. 9th and 10th are both impossible because of the same reason as 8th. Rough. The person that created bounce maps is an evil person. So evil in fact that this strategy is only used on really hard jump maps. But oh well, here we go. Bounce has the ability to perfectly jump after landing, making you dodge the teleport trigger. This requires an insane amount of timing, skill, and luck kinda? But we're not gonna use that here, because if you remember, the intended solution is not always the caberknight solution. The first one is only possible due to the caber. Maybe you could make it with the little airborne strategy with the iron bomber, but who cares? Second and third is just caber charge, nothing complicated. Fourth is kinda funny. I have to charge on the ledge, get stuck, then caber to get height and charge again. The only reason I found the solution was because I tried to trip on the ledge. Fifth is a precise charge then caber. Sixth, impossible. The grenade on the wall caber strat doesn't work because the jump is too high. I needed 3 cabers. Seventh is impossible. Maybe if we could actually bounce shot a grenade, bounce again and land the caber jump, but nah, I ain't doing it. Last is just a caber charge and that's it. Speed shot is when you are in a really high velocity and the same time you land on the ground, you shoot to kinda transfer your speed. Because of that, speed shots do not have a teleport trigger on the props, and you can just get a checkpoint to iron caber. That happens with every single jump except the 9th and the last jump, where it has one of the craziest skips of the entire video. That's why they put sky ceilings. Again, jurfs were made for caberknight, and this one is no exception. First one, just shrimping caber to go high. Second one, just shrimping caber to go high. Third one, just shrimping caber to go high. Fourth one, just shrimping caber to go high. Fifth one, I think you got the idea. This last jump seems too high, but let me show you the power of the iron caber. Combine everything you've learned so far about the strengths and weaknesses of the caber. That's mix it. I thought the first jump was not possible. The intended way is to rocket before you land to go forward and poke on that platform, then strafe. With grenades, it's not possible to interrupt your falling momentum. If it is, I've never did it. And even if that was the case, pogoing with the caber is a hard task. You can't be airborne on the sides because grenades do not work there, and caber is not strong enough to interrupt the falling momentum. But the cannon works here. If you time the cannon in the air, you can be airborne in every one. There, you can charge and make sure to dodge the prop here and make it. The second is a very cool jurf. Had a lot of fun there. Third is a big wall jump, and we know what to do here. Fourth, you need to grenade jump charge, then strafe into victory. You can't iron caber or else you hit the sky ceiling. Kinda hard, but I got it. Fifth, I did not even knew where to go, but after finding out that I just need to go up, it got pretty easy. If it wasn't for this freaking wall, This wall is positioned in a way that its hitbox glitches and you have to aim in a specific way to hit the wall. I hope that doesn't happen on another level. 6th is impossible. It's a weird bounce plus pogo that you have to do and you have no way to go around it. There's only one intended way. 7th is another jurf, and jurfs are great. I like jurfs. The funny thing here is that you can't shoot a grenade on the wall because otherwise you would be skipping the intended part. But it doesn't really matter because the iron bomber fixes on the ground next to it. The next one is just an iron caber. And then comes the last one that you can make in 2 ways. Fancy way and the lame way. Take a guess at which one I did. You have to iron caber into a ramp, and here you can continue going and hit the caber or not surf right away and instead land on it and then surf. Overall, we have some possible jumps, but I got surprised at how many of the levels are actually possible to do, and actually really fun. That said, hard wall presents a new type of wall, the wall. This thing has a special property where projectiles can go through it, and you know what is coded as a projectile? Melee hits! The first jump is pretty easy, just an iron caber, no secret here. The second is a straight line where you have to iron caber and strafe really hard to get speed and finish up with the caber. Third one is an iron double caber into charge and finish with the caber. Took me a lot of tries with this one. Fourth is just an iron caber. Notice now that it's getting kinda repetitive. But what am I gonna do? Fifth, I'm pretty sure it's impossible. If not, it's really hard to get the perfect charge strafe with the perfect height. This jump is too high. It would be possible if the wall wasn't preventing explosives. Seventh, you can't hit yourself on the right part, so you have to trimp on the ramp and caber. Eighth, the red ramp prevents you from blast jumping yourself with the iron bomber. Except the very side of it, so using the loose cannon, because you don't really need the height, even with the caber holster penalty, is possible to do this jump. Ninth and last is just too high for caber jumps. Again, if I had infinite cabers, it would be different. First one, just jump over it. Second, you gotta time the grenade on the ground and caber. With enough height, you can charge through the other floor. Third has a really high fall. The intended way of this jump is to nullify the fall speed with the wall pogo downwards. So, using that mentality, I try to nullify the speed with the grenade and a caber, then charge to victory. Or just loose cannon cheese that one. Fourth, you just need to jump with a grenade, charge strafe through everything, then caber to get the little extra height. Fifth is a similar situation as the third one with the high fall, but the difference here is that I need to get up on the end of the jump with a caber, so I cannot afford caber the grenade because of the resupply timer, which doesn't get me high enough to cross the floor here. Sixth, I need to go down twice and I don't have enough cabers and charge to go through it. Seventh jump needs you to ground pogo, then wall pogo up, then down on wall, and ground again. If it wasn't for the last ground, it would be totally impossible. I just can't slow down my velocity with just a caber there. Eighth is possible with an iron caber and a bit of charge strafe here. Ninth is the same as the fifth one, but higher. You know it's impossible. Also, the walls on the side are not hittable. 10th is just a grenading charge. Thank God there is no sky ceiling here. And the last one is... that thing. Here on the sink jumps, the unhittable walls are back, but that's not a problem for the first jump. In these ones, you gotta time the explosion with the grenade and the caber on the ground and get a really good height. You can also C-tap with the caber, but that's more complicated and not needed here. Second has a high jump, but they put a hittable wall behind it. Even then, it's just impossible because of the wall right in front that prevents soldiers from just sinking and wall jump straight to the end, I guess. Third is a bunch of water jumps. Just grenading caber into the ground, then trim to the wall, get stuck and charge again. You can also go straight up, I think. Fourth, you need to wall jump, then wall pogo and sink your rockets for the height. The wall jump is impossible, but the sink part is doable. The fifth jump, the wall is on a place where the charge can't make it in time again. I could try and do a less powerful jump on purpose, but then I don't have the height needed. Sixth is a big water jump, and I can't jump like that. You need to sink rockets for that one. 7 is a bigger jump with 3 sinking rockets. 8th, you can trim. 9th is a lot of sinker rockets. I don't know, but really easy. Thanks, I would gladly take that. 10th and last has a really common jump on jump maps. First, you wall jump and sink at the end, but just how I made that jump on another map, you can skip the wall jump part, kinda, and just go for the sink. The final level of this video, hard mix. Every knowledge you gather in this video is now put to the test. The level starts with a not so hard one. You need to wire on caber and charge twice to make that straight. Second is a lame bounce stack. You can just skip this. Third, we need the loose cannon to make up the speed, as the height is not needed. Also a caber for good measure. This one is a trim followed by 2 cabers. Got really lucky. The next one is a simple sink jump, so an iron caber can make it. But there's a floor that teleports you right afterwards, and if that wasn't enough, there's a wall that doesn't let you charge. You need to wait a bit, and while you're waiting, you're already going in high speed to the ground. Maybe if you time a grenade in the wall with a caber to lose your speed and then charge. This one I didn't realize is a speed shot, so you can just stand on the platforms, but I think you can do it with the charge as well. Same situation with the sink jump, too high of a fall, maybe if you time the grenade, I don't know. This jump is a complicated one. I'm pretty sure you need to first sink the jump, then wall jump the rest, so that's why there's no resupply. Because of that, you can really only use the caber once, and I'm not sure if the charge is enough to make the gap. I'm not really sure if the loose cannon can make it either. Maybe I just suck at demos / caber 9 and I cannot make it. 9th is another where I am not sure if the gap is too long or not. And the 10th and last one is a 6 rocket sink. Wow, that was really difficult. I just wanted to say that this video took me a while to make, and if you liked it, consider subscribing. I'm gonna try to make more of these videos and not just casual funnies, even though I have a lot of fun editing them. That was my first ever attempt at something like this, and if you have a suggestion, feel free to comment. If you have any ideas or specific maps you want me to test, comment as well. And if you think you're a better caberknight than me and you want to do the jumps I think it's impossible, I invite you to do it. Anyways, here are the results. How many jumps are possible as caberknight on Jump Academy 2 rc9a? Out of 172 jumps, not counting the basics, 29 aren't possible, making that 143 possible jumps and a possible percentage of 83. I'll be honest, I did not expect this many jumps to be possible. Even though Jump Academy is not the hardest thing ever, it's literally a training map and it's on the name. The levels with most impossible jumps were medium sync, hard pogo, hard sync and hard mixed, all with 5 impossible jumps each. Most of the reasons for these ones are just because these requires a lot of explosions and the Iron Bomber and Caber alone cannot do that. Again, if you liked it, like the video and subscribe.